Well, first, thank you for being here. I also first would like to thank our athletics director, Mark Massari, for your hard work. And so we worked together on this, and we have consulted a lot of people. I want to thank many people, Coach Cunningham and Coach Williams, and our faculty advisor, Janice Ingham, of course, Coach French, for your work, your input. And we also have consulted with the teams, the staff members, and also the community members. I want to thank Mark Patton for your article, because your article has ended up getting a lot of input for me, which was very helpful too. Yeah, because we like to have. But the fact of the matter is that Coach Mitchell turned out to be our unanimous #1 choice. And let me tell you why she was our unanimous #1 choice. Because she has a career that is sharply and steadily rising trajectory of success. The records can prove that. In the last 10 years, 2002, she joined as the assistant coach at Rutgers. In 2008, she became the associate head coach. So I asked Coach French. Coach French said, very rare a head basketball coach would name an assistant coach to be associate head coach. So unless you're exceptionally good. And the record shows that in 2002, when Carlene joined the Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights, and actually I talked to one of my colleagues who is an engineering dean at Rutgers. Also, I know their president very well. And they said that year, and Rutgers enjoyed the largest turnaround in NCAA. It's being recognized. From a losing season of 9-20 to a winning season of 21-8, they went to NCAA second game, just in 1 year. So you can see how great she was. Then from there on, in 9 consecutive seasons, the Scarlet Knights went to NCAA postseason games. 2007, they even went to the Final Fours. And 2008, Elite 8. And 2009, Sweet 16s. Coach French and I, we enjoyed that Sweet 16. It was wonderful, wonderful. So 2011, she's going to take to be the head basketball coach join us at UC Santa Barbara. And I did ask her, Carlene, have you ever coached a game by yourself? She said, yes, one game last year against Seton Hall, and she was the coach, substitute coach, but that she won. So her record is 1-0, 100%. So now I think, Coach Mitchell, you no longer needed to substitute anybody for coaching. We are here, and you are going to coach every game of ours. You're going to be a winning coach for the next 10, 20 years.
The landscape has changed, folks, a little bit. Women's basketball is competitive. Our conference is in it more than ever. So somebody has to take us to new heights. And not live on that legacy, but keep it going and create new legends. But more importantly, too, when we matched up Rutgers and UC Santa Barbara, or Santa Barbara in general, it was a lot about community. What Rutgers did 4 years ago in the face of bigotry and flat-out racism, and how it excited the national scene, but excited the community of Rutgers, and what Carlene was on the front lines with Coach Stringer, on what they did, and how Rutgers basketball means so much more than basketball to the Rutgers community. That's how we were built. That's how we built it through the fast breakers. That's how we build it today, and that's how we continue to go. So it's a lot about this community being excited about what that program does down on the peninsula. And Rutgers and UC Santa Barbara matched up perfectly. So when we added all those up, our choice in the next basketball coach for our story program in women's basketball is Carlene Mitchell.
Gold one?
Yeah, come on, we went over here. How about this? We go get him.
I did that because I worked for a Hall of Famer for 10 years, and at the end of the day, there's always someone before you that builds a program, and a program being more than just basketball. And I had the honor during this process of spending some time with Coach French, and I understand why you guys want him to come out of retirement. He is, you know, not only is he a brilliant man at X and O's, he established his program, and you guys all were proud of it. And what I want to do is bring that back. You know, I want you guys to be proud of the product I'm going to put on the floor. For 10 years, I've waited for this opportunity, and as Mark made mention and note too, it had to be the right situation. It has to be the right fit. I was in a great situation with a Hall of Famer in C. Vivian Stringer. It was never about money. Mark and I never had to discuss that one time, because at the end of the day, it's more than a game of basketball. And I know this university, with the great academic standards and the tradition before me that's been established, I know we'll win, and that's what you guys in here want. You guys want a product on the floor that you can be proud of, that's going to play the same style that Coach's players did. And you guys love them because they competed. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask from your team, is if you play hard and you will compete. And I met with the young ladies this morning, and you know, they're just ready to have a leader that believes in them as people, number one. And I think after being an assistant and selling a great woman in Vivian Stringer, I'll find that right person that can sell me, that, you know, understands what I'm all about. And it's not just basketball. It's a game of life, and, you know, we're going to win some games in between. I do know that. I had a speech Mark and I were talking about after 10 years. You know, you get up here and you wonder what you're going to say. And, you know, there's so many people in this process. When I met with Mark, when I met with Diane O'Brien and Coach French, I knew right away it was a perfect fit. After my first interview, I landed in Philly. I think they wanted to test me. They flew me out for like 3 hours and interviewed, and then they sent me right back to New Jersey, to the rain and cold, just to, you know, test the nice weather. But I sat down with them for 3 hours, and it was family. And I knew that right away. I knew this was a program, and the people I wanted to be around me for the support I'm going to need in this next phase of my life. And then the Chancellor and Dilling, to hear that the Chancellor rode 750 miles on a bus to support the athletic programs and men's basketball. There's no higher, you know, level of respect than you can say, knowing that. And again, Coach Stringer was like, if you get it from the highest levels, then it's the place for you. You know, I'm honored to be here. You know, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Coach Stringer for preparing me for this day. For 10 years, she's made me wear the head coach's shoes, and for her, you always have to have an answer with every problem. You know, you bring to her, she wants 2 and 3 answers and solutions. So I've been able to be groomed, you know, to be in this position. I'm excited. I want to thank my family and friends, even though they gave me like, you know, 8-hour notice to be here. So if this is online or all the pictures, my family will, you know, be able to see it back home in Arkansas. But again, I'm honored, I'm humbled to carry on the tradition, and we'll get to work hopefully next week. And, you know, I dare to be great. Dare to be great. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your time, and I'm sure there's going to be a few questions, and I'll see which direction they send me. But again, I am honored to be, for this to be my first head coaching job. Go Gals.